Kıymetli arkadaşlar, tekrar merhabalar. Kitabımıza kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Hemen kitabımızı büyütelim. Evet, merhabalar.
Chapter 4. A Cold, Dark Night. I wanted to be far away from this cold, dark place. I wanted to be at home.
Burada chapter 4 arkadaşlar, bölüm 4. A Cold, Dark Night. Yani soğuk ve karanlık bir gece. I want to be far away from this cold, dark place. Ben bu soğuk ve karanlık yerden diyor uzaklaşmak istiyorum. I want to be at home. Evde olmak istiyorum.
Paxton stopped. "That's my story," he said. "Do you believe me?" I didn't believe it, but I didn't say that to Paxton. "You believe it," I answered, "and that's the important thing." But then I remembered the shadow near the door to our hotel room.
Burada geri gelelim. Paxton stopped. Paxton durdu. That's my story. İşte benim hikayem bu. Do you believe me? Bana inanıyor musunuz? I didn't believe it. Ona inanmadım. But I didn't say that to Paxton. Fakat bunu Paxton'a da söylemedim. But I didn't say that. Ben bunu Paxton'a da söylemedim. You believe it, I answered. Ben de ona dedim ki sen inanıyor musun? And that is the important thing. İşte önemli olan bu. But then I remembered the shadow near the door to our hotel room. Fakat sonra otelimizdeki odanın yanında beliren gölgeyi hatırladım.
I remembered the shadow near the door to our hotel room. "What can I do now?" Paxton asked. I looked at Long, then at Paxton. "Okay," I said. "We're going to help you. We're going to come with you and put the crown back in its place under the ground. Let's go." Paxton smiled, but it wasn't a very happy smile. Thank you, he said. He went to his room.
What can I do now? Paxton asked. Paxton burada soruyor arkadaşlar. What can I do now? Peki şimdi ne yapabiliriz? Yani ne yapabilirim? I looked at Long. Sonra Long'a baktım. Then at Paxton. Sonra Paxton'a baktım. Okay, I said. Tamam öyleyse dedim. We are going to help you. Sana yardım edeceğiz. We are going to come with you and put the crown back in its place under the ground. Seninle birlikte geleceğiz. Bakın, going to come with you. Seninle birlikte geleceğiz. And put the crown back in its place under the ground. Ve bu tacı yani eski yeri olan toprağa tekrar birlikte koyacağız. Yani put the crown back, yani eski yerine tekrar geri koyacağız anlamında. Let's go, haydi gidelim. Paxton smiled. Paxton gülümsedi. But it wasn't a very happy smile. Fakat bu gülümseme mutlu bir gülümseme değildi. Thank you. Teşekkür ederim. He said, dedi. He went to his room. Sonra odasına gitti.
"Thank you," he said. He went to his room. I looked at the window. It was a dark night. Long and I put on our coats and went to the hotel door. Paxton was there in front of the hotel. He had the black bag and the spade in his hands. It was cold, and we walked quickly. We walked near the church. I put my head down and didn't look up.
I looked at the window. Pencereden baktım. It was a dark night. Yani gecenin karanlığıydı. Long ve ben put on our coats. Paltolarımızı giydik and went to the hotel door. Sonra otelin kapısına doğru gittik. Paxton was there in front of the hotel. Paxton otelin önünde, oradaydı. Paxton oradaydı. In front of the hotel, otelin önünde. He had the black bag. Yani siyah çantası yanında and the spade in his hands. Ve kürek ellerindeydi. It was cold and we walked quickly. Hava soğuktu ve hızlı bir şekilde yürüdük. We walked near the church. Kilisenin yanına geldik. Yani kilisenin yanından yürüdük. I put my head down and didn't look up. Sonra kafamı aşağıya doğru eğdim ve bakmadım.
Church. I put my head down and didn't look up. I didn't want to see the gravestone of William Agers that night. Are we near the place? Long asked. My friend Henry Long likes walking, but he doesn't usually walk very quickly. Yes, Paxton answered. Suddenly, I looked left.
Burada I didn't want to see the gravestone of William Ayres that night. O gece hani mezarlığın yanından geçerken I didn't want to see the gravestone. Yani ben William Ayres'in mezarını o gece görmek istemedim. Are we near the place? Yani yaklaştık mı? Yani o yerin yakınında mıyız? Long asked. Long sordu. Parantez içinde my friend Henry Long, my friend yani arkadaşım Henry Long yürümeyi sever fakat hızlı bir şekilde yürümeye alışık değildir. Usually walk very quickly. Evet. Yani genellikle sevmez anlamında. Alışık değil mi? But it doesn't usually walk very quickly. Yani genellikle hızlı yürümekten hoşlanmaz anlamında. Yes, yes, Paxton answered suddenly looked left. Sonra Paxton evet dedi ve hızlı bir şekilde sola baktı.
Paxton answered. Suddenly, I looked left. What's that? I said. What did you see? Long asked. There's a man. He's watching us from those trees. I know it. We looked and looked at the trees. There wasn't a man there now. But I was afraid. What did I see? Was it Paxton's shadow? Perhaps his story wasn't wrong. I didn't like this.
What's that? I said. Bu nedir? What did you see? Long asked. Long sordu. Yani ne gördün? Ne gördün? There's a man. He's watching us from those trees. Yani ağaçların arkasından, şuradaki ağaçların arkasından bize bakan biri var. Yani there's a man. İşte bir adam. He's watching us from those trees. O bize bu ağaçların arasından bakıyor. Biliyorum. I know it. We looked at the trees. Ağaçlara tekrar ve tekrar baktık. There wasn't a man there now. Şu anda orada bir adam yoktu. But I was afraid. Fakat korkuyordum. What did I see? Ne gördüm ben? Was it Paxton's shadow? Bu Paxton'ın yani gölgesi miydi? Perhaps his story wasn't wrong. Belki anlattığı hikaye doğru değil. Yani yanlış değildi. I didn't like this. Yani bunu sevmedim.
His story wasn't wrong. I didn't like this. Let's be quick, Paxton said. The shadow knows about us. He's watching us. We arrived at the hill. Paxton didn't wait. He started to work with the spade. Long and I only watched. Can I help now? I said to Paxton. But he didn't stop. This is my job, he said. Then he said to us, give it to me.
Let's be quick. Hadi hızlı olalım. Paxton said. Paxton dedi. Yani Paxton dedi ki hadi hızlı olalım. The shadow knows about us. Yani bu gölge bizi biliyor, bizi tanıyor. He's watching us. Bizi izliyor. O bizi izliyor. We arrived at the hill. Biz o tepeye vardık. Paxton didn't wait. Paxton beklemedi. He started to work with the spade. Kürekle birlikte çalışmaya yani kazmaya başladı. Long and I, Long ve ben only watched sadece seyrettik. Can I help now? Sana yardım edebilir miyim? I said to Paxton. Ben Paxton'a sordum. But he didn't stop. Fakat o durmadı. This is my job, he said. O dedi ki bu benim işim. Then sonra he said to us, bize dedi ki give it to me. Yani çantayı bana verin. Gibisinden arkadaşlar. Onu bana verin.
And he said to us, give it to me? We put the bag on the ground near him, but we didn't open it. Paxton did that. I looked at the crown for the last time in Paxton's hands. He finished the job quickly. Is it in the ground? I asked him. Yes. I smiled. But Paxton didn't smile.
Bu arada we put the bag on the ground near him. Biz diyor çantayı diyor onun yanında yere koyduk. Bakın we put the bag on the ground near him. Onun yani biz onun yanında çantayı the bag yanında yere koyduk. But we didn't open it. Fakat biz onu açmadık. Yani çantayı açmadık. Paxton did that. Paxton onu açtı. I looked at the crown for the last time in Paxton's hands. Ben diyor son bir defa Paxton'ın ellerinde bulunan taca baktım. He finished the job quickly. Hızlı bir şekilde işini bitirdi. Is it in the ground? I asked him. Ona dedim ki o artık yerin dibinde mi? Yani yerin altında mı? Yes. I smiled. Ben de gülümsedim. But Paxton didn't smile. Fakat Paxton gülümsemedi.
I smiled. But Paxton didn't smile. Let's go back to the hotel, Long said. It's very late, and our beds are waiting for us. We started to walk down the hill. Suddenly, Long said, Remember your coat, Paxton. It's up on the hill.
Evet buradan bakalım. Let's go back to the hotel, Long said. Long dedi ki hadi otele geri dönelim. It is very late. Artık çok geç. And our beds are waiting for us. Ve yataklarımız bizi bekliyor. We started to walk down the hill. Sonra tepeden aşağıya doğru İnmeye başladık aslında. Suddenly, aniden Long dedi ki Remember your coat, Paxton. Yani Paxton, paltonu unutma. It is up on the hill. O halen diyor tepede. O tepede. Yani tepedeki paltonu unutma.
Coat, Paxton. It's up on the hill. I looked up the hill behind us. Long was right. Paxton's long, dark coat was there on the ground. But our new friend didn't move. What's wrong, Paxton? I asked. His face was white. His mouth moved, but he didn't talk.
I looked up the hill behind us. Arkamızdaki tepeye baktım. Long was right. Long haklıydı. Paxton's long, dark coat. Paxton'ın yani koyu lacivert, yani siyah diyelim yani. Koyu lacivert ve uzun paltosu was there on the ground. Orada yerdeydi. But our new friend didn't move. Fakat bizim bu yeni arkadaşımız hareket etmedi. What's wrong, Paxton? I asked. Ben ona sordum. Dedim ki, what's wrong, Paxton? Paxton neyin var? His face was white. Yani yüzü beyazdı. His mouth moved but he didn't talk. Ağzı hareket ediyordu fakat konuşmuyordu.
Was white. His mouth moved, but he didn't talk. Are you okay? Long asked. I didn't bring my coat, Paxton said. It's in my hotel room. The dark thing on the hill wasn't his coat. But what was it? I looked again. It wasn't there now. We went down the hill very quickly. We didn't talk. We only listened to the noise of the sea.
Are you okay? Long asked. Long sordu. İyi misin? I didn't bring my coat. Ben diyor paltomu getirmedim. Paxton dedi. It's in my hotel room. O benim otel odamda. The dark thing on the hill wasn't his coat. Yani tepenin üzerinde bulunan o koyu şey onun diyor paltosu değildi. But what was it? Peki neydi? Yani o neydi? I looked again, tekrar baktım. It wasn't there now. Fakat o şimdi orada değil. We went down to a hill. Very quickly, hızlı bir şekilde tepeden aşağıya indik. We didn't talk, konuşmadık. We only listened to the noise of the sea. Biz sadece denizin çıkarmış olduğu gürültüyü dinledik.
Talk. We only listened to the noise of the sea.
Yes.
Sometimes I looked behind us. Was that a shadow behind the trees? Did a shadow move in the church garden? Was there a dark shadow behind the gravestones? I didn't know, and I didn't want to know. I wanted to be in my bed. No, I wanted to be far away from this cold, dark place. I wanted to be at home.
Evet. Değerli arkadaşlar, devam ediyoruz. Sometimes I looked behind us. Ara sıra arkamıza baktım. Was that a shadow behind the trees? Yani o gölge ağaçların arkasında mıydı? Did a shadow move in the church garden? Yani kilisenin bahçesinde bir gölge hareket etti mi? Was there a dark shadow behind the gravestones? Yani bu gölge mezar taşlarının arasında mı, yani arkasında mı acaba? Şeklinde soruyor arkadaşlar kendi kendine. I didn't know, bilmiyordum. And I didn't want to know, bilmek de istemiyordum. I want to be in my bed, yatağımda olmak istiyordum. No, I want to be far away from this cold dark place. Hayır, sadece bu karanlık ve soğuk yerden uzaklaşmak istiyordum. I want to be at home, evde olmak istiyordum.
Dark place. I wanted to be at home. We arrived at the hotel at 12 o'clock. A hotel worker opened the door for us. He looked at the three of us. It's a cold night, he said. I was afraid, but I smiled. Yes, it is. The hotel worker looked up the road behind us.
Evet. We arrived at the hotel at 12 o'clock. Biz otele saat 12'de vardık. We arrived, vardık. At the hotel. Yani otele at 12 o'clock, saat 12'de vardık. A hotel worker opened the door for us. Yani otel çalışanlarından, yani otel çalışanı bizim için kapıyı açtı. Bakın burada a hotel worker, otel çalışanı opened the door for us. Yani bizim için kapıyı açtı. He looked at the three of us. Biz üçümüze de baktı. It's a cold night. Yani soğuk bir gece. He said, dedi. I was afraid, but I smiled. Korkuyordum fakat gülümsedim. Yes, it is. Evet, öyle. The hotel worker looked up to the road behind us. Sonra otel çalışanı arkamızdaki yola baktı.
The hotel worker looked up the road behind us. Did you meet any people on the road? He asked. No, Paxton said. We were the only people in Zebra. But there was a man behind you, the hotel worker said. Paxton looked back into the night with big eyes. The shadow wasn't there now.
Did you meet anybody on the road? He asked. Bu otel çalışanı arkadaşlar soruyor. Diyor ki yolda biriyle karşılaştınız mı? Evet, bu cümle o. Paxton diyor ki hayır. We were the only people in Seaburg. Biz diyor Seaburg'daki hani tek insanlardık. Evet. We were the only people. Yani bizdik, sadece bizdik. But there was a man behind you, the hotel worker said. Fakat otel çalışanı dedi ki arkanızda bir adam vardı. Paxton looked back into the night with big eyes. Paxton büyük gözleriyle gecenin karanlığında arkaya doğru baktı. Geriye baktı. The shadow wasn't there now. Gölge artık orada yoktu.
Big eyes. The shadow wasn't there now. The three of us went to our room. Paxton went to the window. It's okay now, I said to him. The crown is in its place again. You're not in danger now. Paxton's eyes stayed on the knight. Perhaps, he said.
Evet. Burada arkadaşlar the three of us yani üçümüz de went to our room, odalarımıza çekildik. Paxton went to the window. Paxton yani pencerenin kenarına gitti. Yani odamıza çekildik aslında arkadaşlar. Odalarımız değil, odamıza çekildik. Paxton pencerenin kenarına gitti. It's okay now I say to him. Ben ona dedim ki artık bitti yani her şey bitti. Sıkıntı yok. The crown is in its place. Artık yani taç yani kendi yerine ait olduğu yerde. You are not in danger now. Sen artık bir tehlikede değilsin. Paxton's eyes stayed on the night. Paxton's eyes yani Paxton'ın gözleri arkadaşlar karanlığa doğru bakıyor ve perhaps say belki diyor.
Perhaps, he said. He went to the door. He said, "Thank you," to Long and me. And then he went to his room. "Good night," I said. "Sleep well."
Burada arkadaşlar he went to the door, kapıya doğru gitti. Sonra dedi ki yani he said dedi ki thank you to Long. Long ve bana dedi ki teşekkür ederim. And then he went to his room. Sonra odasına gitti. Good night I said. Sleep well. Ve ben de ona dedim ki iyi geceler, iyi uykular, iyi uyu şeklinde söyledim.
"Good night," I said. "Sleep well."
Chapter 5.
Evet. Değerli arkadaşlar bir sonraki videomuz Chapter 5 5. bölüm A Long Run on the Beach yani plajda uzun bir koşu anlamında bir başlıkla arkadaşlar 5. bölümümüz çıkıyor. Bu bölümde tekrar görüşmek dileğiyle. Herkese kolaylıklar diliyoruz arkadaşlar. Muş'tan da herkese selamlar.